How's it going? It's Draco. I'm gonna break down a beat that I made. Uh, this is the beat. I'm gonna break down the melody first, and then I'll go through the drums. But I'll play the full beat just so you get an idea of what we're working with. So yeah, you get the idea. So starting off with this beat, let's turn on the automation, because I know some of these are linked to like the overall volume. But anywho, so I started off this beat with this sound. Let's turn off the effects too, just so you get the idea of what it is. Alright, so first I started out with this sound. And so basically it's just the same pattern, the chord progression. I copied and pasted it over. It's the same thing. There is a slight bit of strumming to this. And if I go down to the bottom, there's strumming for every single chord, just to give it a bit more of a humanized feel. For this preset, I got it from Roland's Xenology Lite. All the sounds in the melody are all from this. It's a free plugin. You go to roland.com, you fill out some stuff to make an account, and then you get this. It's free. There's a paid version, but I just got the free version to fuck around with. But this preset is synth voice lead. I messed with the cutoff. I raised the attack, and I raised the vibrato. And then for effects, I'll play it without effects again. And this is with the effects. So it sounds pretty cool. For effects, I put on Magic Switch. It's a free chorus effect from Baby Audio. Left it full mix. I turned on some reverb, messed around with the settings inside of it, and then turned down the mix to 58%. An EQ to cut out a bit of the highs and then a lot of the lows. A halftime, just to give it a darker vibe. I'll turn off the halftime so you can hear. I just like it with the halftime, gives it a darker feel. And then another EQ, cutting out a lot of the lows again. For our second sound, let's see. For a second sound, it's this. I'll play it. Alright, once again, this is from Xenology, FM Sparkles, didn't mess with the internal effects. But for here, we did put some effects on. We have an EQ, cutting out a lot of the lows and some of the mids, and then cutting off the highs as well, and then some reverb. So I'll play it again. And so already, I'll turn this on. You can hear these two together. They sound really good. It kind of gave me that Space Cadet feel. Alright, but for our next sound, it is this. It's a bass. It's a bass sound. I'll play it. And that's just copied and pasted over. For effects, I didn't put anything on it, but right here I'm pretty sure I had this plugin. It's called Wavebox by Audio Things, I believe, and I mess with the mix and the output. This is basically like a distortion plugin. It's really cool though. I like fooling around with it. But yeah, I deleted the Wavebox just because of CPU. And for the last sound, we have this horn. So that's the horn, and then I have another pattern of it down here. I'll play this one. So yeah, it's very similar to the first pattern of the horn, but it's just a bit different. Give it a bit of variation, and that's all the main sounds I use. Let's go through effects on that though. So I'll turn on the effects after you hear it again. So the effects definitely changed a lot. So we started out with the EQ, and we cut out a good bit of the highs. I put on reverb, a lot of reverb on it, and then another EQ cutting out a lot of the highs again. But I believe this EQ is on a like automated, just so near the end it really cuts out the highs and it's more of like a muted horn sound. And then on the master I threw RC20 on it, but I took it off just for CPU purposes. So now we'll go through the beat again. I guess just keep those on, fuck it. So first and foremost, starting out with the hi-hat. And I did mess with the velocities a little bit, just where the rolls were going on and stuff. Gives it a bit more groove and bounce. And then I have two claps. Go through this one first. Basic placement. Same thing, same placement, just different sound. But those two playing together sound like this. It's just a thicker sounding clap basically. And we have this, which is a perk. Comes in every 2 bars at the same spot and sounds really dope with the claps. So I'll turn the claps back on. So you get the idea. And then last and not least is the 808, everybody's favorite. Here's the 808 pattern. this is just following the root notes in the main melody that we had up here. And then in the second part of the first 16, like the 16 bars, is this accent snare. Generic placement. So with all the drums together, it sounds like this. So yeah, that's the drums for there. And during the little bridge, I have a different 808. I'm pretty sure it's the same exact pattern as this 808, but it's just a different one. I'll solo this out by itself. And in context with the main melody, it sounds pretty cool in my opinion. But yeah, I thought that the 808 was really cool with the bass and the melody. I just liked it. And whenever the drums would come back in, everything's the same pretty much, except we're adding in this open hat. Play that. And then it's just copy and paste it over for the second half. So I'll solo out the drums again so you can hear it with the open hat. Alright, so right here, like I said, the drums stay the same except the 808 changes, just the pattern does. This is still following the root notes of the main melody, except I messed around with the octaves a bit and added a bit more notes in there. I need to change the velocity of this one. I don't like that 808. It sounds weird, like whenever you forget to cut your 808. I might just delete it in total, but for now we'll leave it. But yeah, the 808 pattern changes there, and then we're get down to another bridge, and we bring in the exact same 808 from here, just transferred to here. And then last but not least, we have this other 808. It's the same 808 used in this pattern, just different. So I'll solo that out. But yeah, all together with the drums here, it sounds like this. And the drums keep on going, fully for 16 bars, and then for this last 8, it changes up a bit. I drop out the hi-hat, I drop out one of the claps, and the perk. So we're left with the open hat, a clap, and then the accent snare, as well as the 808, and of course the main melody. And then I have an automation on the master. It's where it cuts out a lot of the frequencies and it swoops out, It sounds pretty cool. So I'll play it with the melody the last little bit. It's kind of hard to tell, but it goes out a little bit. It fades out. And it just gives it a cool effect, you know. But yeah, this is the beat. We'll go through the drums, like what I have on the mixer channels. For the main melody, it's just an EQ cutting out the lows. And then for this 808, nothing. On this 808, a wave shaper. Definitely start putting wave shapers on your 808s. Makes them hit way harder. And then a soft clipper. And then for this accent snare, it's nothing. For the perk, nothing. Clap, nothing. This clap, nothing. Open hat, nothing. And hi-hat, nothing. No effects. You just need to level them a bit. Yeah. And then of course put wave shaper and soft clipper on your 808s. It hits way harder. Last but not least, the master. We put on a soft clipper and then an EQ. This is the EQ I had automated for the end of the beat, just so it kind of gives a swooping effect, you know. But yeah, this is the beat. I'll play it again, but first just want to say thank you all for watching. It's the first and many more to come. I'll, get better at this, figure out the audio issues, make it sound better, and all that. But I'll play the beat in full, and that will be it. Appreciate you. Once again, appreciate y'all for watching. Expect more in the future. Take it easy.